Hi everyone, and welcome to Tuesday's Tips with Laurie. I am so excited to be back without my shoulder sling. I know a lot of you were wondering what's going on. Just a boo-boo, I guess. I fell down the stairs, so be careful. All right, so today I wanted to go over baskets and what's in your basket. I'm going to show you two different methods of finishing the baskets, both with the button and with the ribbon. But the first thing I wanted to show you is there are 5 different types of basket out there that you can make. And it all comes on this CD in this one pattern. And you do get all of these baskets, sizes, and they are different patterns. Even though there's a set of square that's with the ribbon and a set of square that's with the buttons, they're actually different stitch outs on them. Let me get a bigger one so it's a little bit easier to see. I don't know if you can see, those are like a circular pattern on the square, and that's the square with the button. And I'll switch over to the square that's got the ribbon, and you can see it's a completely different quilted pattern. So even though they're both squares, they're completely different, and they each look a little bit different too. Same with the rectangle. The rectangle, I'll show you the biggest one that's a little bit easier to see. You can see that it's got a chevron quilted pattern to that, and then it's a crosshatch quilting on the other rectangle, and so it's really just fun and different. This way you can just make as many as you want, many different sizes. Now the hexagon only comes with the ribbon, and we don't have a button one, but it is so cute. I don't know if it's easier to see on which one of these baskets. Look at that, how fun that is. They're just these really tight little hexagon stitching, and it's really cute. And every size, there's all kinds of sizes. So what I want to ask you is what's going to be in your baskets. So I want you to share with me what's going to be in your basket. Before we get to that, I wanted to start out with the button and just some ideas. You can see this a little bit better. Okay, so this is the largest rectangle, and it has the button corners. So what I've done is I first iron down and press all like with steam, and see how it kind of already is taking shape. The reason I do that is when I add the button, which I've added here, when you add the button and you put it on and you've already pressed it, it gives it really good shape. So that's one of the very first things is you fold it on those fold lines, steam it down, and it will, when you sew your button on, it takes great shape. The other thing I wanted to show you is how to hide. I don't know if you can see this from the back side. You don't see any stitches from my button. The reason for that is I do what's called, I don't know the official term, but it's kind of like a blind hem with a button so that you're not seeing any stitches, because you don't want this beautiful basket to have these little stitches showing all over on your baskets. So what I like to do, first thing I do is I fold it over as if where I'm going to place my button, and I take you can do a fabric, any kind of fabric pin, and I just like to trace that line right under there so I can see, well, I did that straight, huh? So I can see where I'm going to put my button. And so my button is going to go right over that line. And the very next thing I do is I like to double my thread when I do buttons, so it gives a little more strength to it. So you're going to start without the button, and you go through, and I do go all the way through, but to hide that, it's kind of like you're binding a quilt. You go right back through that same hole, but you catch a few stitches, or a few pieces of the fabric, but you can see, you can't see where I came in and out right there. So that's how I hide it. And then I attach my button. And as I go through the second time, it holds the button on the front, and I still go back through that same hole, and I come out through a different hole on the front, so it's hidden on that side, but yet it's tacking that button down pretty nice and good for me. Now there's also another way of doing this, and this I like to lay it down flat if I'm going to do this other direction, this other way. What I do let me go down first. When I'm going to come back up through, this time I don't come up all the way through the buttonhole. This time I come up behind the button. I don't know if you can see that. I came up from behind that button. And then the way you can do this other method is there's several layers right here. You can just grab the top layer if you want, and I just grab part of the layer without going through on the back side, and I go up through a buttonhole. And you can do that several times too. That works just as well as going through. When you come through this other side, you bend it so that it comes out through the button, but not touching anything. And then there again, I'm going to catch just the fabric and come up through a buttonhole. So you can see I've caught the fabric and I'm coming up through the buttonhole. And the reason I like to do that way too is you don't have to try to hide it every time on this side. And that way your buttonhole is hidden, or your stitches are hidden. You don't see any of the stitches. That's how I always like to do that. So I'm going to hide this last one, and then you just tie it off behind, in between the button and the fabric is where I tie my knot, and voila, you don't see any of the stitching. And then you just button it just like you did this. And you've got your wonderful baskets that have the buttons, but yet you don't see any of the stitching on the inside for the buttons. They look magical. I love not seeing those stitches. It's kind of fun. Now we're going to move to how to finish up using the ribbon tie. And the ribbon, on the hexagon, you'll note that there's big, heavier stitched lines. Those heavier stitched lines are folding. That's where you fold. That's where you would fold on the other, and you can iron and press it right there too. Well, you also see two folded lines, or two heavy lines right here, and that's where you're going to fold the fabric both places. So you're going to go like this, and it's folding it backward. Instead of folding it this way, it's folded this way. So I'm going to pinch that together, and I've already got my holes ready for my ribbon, and I've cut my ribbon into 7-inch strips. And then I like to take something that's not going to puncture your ribbon. This is a blunted ended turning tool, and you pull it through, and then you just simply tie it. I tie it from the top side with just a square knot. So there's my first knot, and then I like to tie it one more time, of course trying to keep all the pretty sides up, and that way it lays really pretty, just like that. And when I'm all done with all of these, I like to come back and I like to cut them at an angle. You can go that direction, this direction, however you like. And that didn't cut very good, did it? And then I go the opposite way here, or you can do the same way, however you like to finish it off. These are actually called out for 7 inches so that you have room to tie, because that's really hard when you can't even grab a hold of your ribbon and you're trying to tie a knot. That's why they're extra long. And then we just simply trim them down so that they look really just cute. Look how fun that is. Super fun, right? So what we're going to do, a little field trip, we're going to go on a little field trip here. We're going to meander out through the office, and we're going to see what our Kimberbell employees put in their baskets. So come on, let's go check out and see what they put in their baskets. Are you ready? Hi everyone. So we've got over here is Joy. Hi, Joy, what do you have in your basket?
Actually, I went to Meter's, it's a restaurant here, and I found a loaf of bread. So this will make a nice gift for someone. A little bread basket.
That's perfect.
Anyway,
good
it is
idea.
perfectly sized for a loaf of quick bread. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
We'll eat it after the
I
show.
know there's pans that come in that size. You can make a homemade loaf of bread,
yes.
Give to your neighbor. Great
That's
idea. Thank you, Joy.
You are welcome.
And Taylor? I love what Taylor's got in his basket.
I have my trusty Leonard the monkey in my basket.
Oh, he looks inspirational.
Yeah.
I love it.
He provides me a lot of joy through the workday.
That is great. I see that you've got it. Yeah, that is awesome. That looks great. And I love how this is with buttons. It's even little manly there, right? It's not too girly, right?
Right. Yep.
There we go.
Fits me perfectly.
That is great. Come on this way. I see some more people over here. Brittany, what's in your basket?
I have a lot of paper clips. It's really nice because normally they're just everywhere, so
Smart.
it's nice to just have them in this basket. I know. Perfect for my desktop.
Oh, I see a few more sitting out here.
Yeah.
Oh, let's come this way. This is Tanya. Oh, she keeps all of her fun little supplies. You know those little knickknacks that never have a good home, right? That's a great place to keep them. And I see over here is another one. Nope, your little notepads. See how fun the different shapes and different sizes work out for everyone. Now I'm going to take you on to another little part of our Kimberbell offices. There should be some little elevator music playing. Oh, look right here. Candy. I think this is to share, right? Should we snitch a piece? All right. Don't tell. And oh, look how cute this is. Oh, I think the tape fell out. She had Kimberbell tape in there. It just fell right out. There we go. Love the Kimberbell tape. That's always a fun one. How are you? Do you have
Good.
your basket? What's in your basket?
Let's see. I have my USB drive. I've got 55 cents.
There you go. Great coin pouch.
I've got a paper clip and a push pin, and it matches my New England Patriots mug perfectly.
I love it.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
They made it for me because they knew that those were my colors.
Those are great colors.
Yep.
So
Perfect.
fun.
There you
Thank
go.
you, Ryan. Whoa, there's a wall. Come on this way. All right. Oh, this is so fun. Here's the lab. You guys have seen the lab before on sewing. Hi, everyone. What have you got in your baskets?
In my basket. So I have a small basket, one of the really tiny square ones. So and I have my binder clips in it.
That is perfect.
You know, so tiny.
And it's a great way to organize those desks, right? Mookie. Oh, Mookie likes food.
I've got all the snacks. I actually
She's
turned it into a
great.
gift basket.
Oh,
So-
for me?
Yeah, you can have it.
I already snitched
I
some
don't
of his
need all
candy.
of those snacks.
All right, Tara. How are you?
Keep my little knickknacks in here, like lip gloss and hand sanitizer and lotion. Super convenient.
I love it. Love it. That is so fun. All right, I think we have one basket left, and it's over here. And it is my favorite basket.
Oh, the hexagon.
What do we have? Yes. So, do you see how they all say lab? Those are our lab testing USB sticks. So, I love this basket. I have it in my desk, and everybody knows where they are. It's a great way to organize. So let me know what is in your basket, and I would love to hear, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in.